welcome to the 125th anniversary kickoff celebration. I'm Robin Henry, and I'm the president of the Richmond Art Museum this year. R.A.M is the oldest cultural organization in Wayne County and the second oldest art museum in Indiana. We are pleased to have so many of you in attendance. All of you have played an important role in our growth and development over the years. I will be introducing several guests and recognizing individuals and groups throughout the program as we celebrate this important milestone in our history in our historic, newly renovated auditorium that has air conditioning. It's a pleasure to introduce our executive director, Sean Dingworth. Now, it may seem like Sean has been here for 125 years. However, I had to do that, Sean. But he is celebrating his 25th anniversary with R.A.M. And yay! Yay! Woo! Sean has been recognized, and I can't even begin to tell you the achievements that Sean has achieved as the executive director of R.A.M. and how he has really brought this museum to the forefront of our community. He's so well respected by the artists, and the things that R.A.M. has been able to accomplish has been the result of Sean's efforts. So without further ado, Mr. Dingworth.
Thank you, Robin, for going off script. Trying to get you guys out here pretty quickly. To that end, I am going to attempt to talk about 125 years of history in less than 10 minutes. So please wish me luck. With the help of many, a solid and sound foundation has been laid in Richmond with the formation of the Richmond Art Museum, formerly known as the Art Association of Richmond, and currently the Richmond Art Museum. Referred to as the Richmond Art Movement, the first meeting was held on June 15, 1898, to form an art association. It did not happen out of a clear sky, for various previous art events and influences in the city had foreshadowed it. During the 1880s and 1890s, the local Richmond Group Art Colony was the inspiration for the formation of an art association. The most active and perhaps the most immediately helpful art influence in the city was that of the art department of the public schools. The public schools, sanctioned by the superintendent, became the obvious choice for the first art exhibitions in Richmond. The school provided the place, the heat, lights, janitor service, besides donating $200 annually to the exhibition. For 13 years, the annual art exhibition was held in the Garfield School building. As many as 10,000 people, including many from the county, attended these early exhibits. An article about the Art Association in the Outlook titled, "An Art Association for the People," gave the Richmond art movement national attention. In an attempt to find a permanent home, the inevitable occurred. The seeming miracle of a real art gallery in a high school building happened. The school board, in cooperation with the Art Association, deemed free art exhibits of such important value that it justified the inclusion of 3 galleries in the newly built Morton High School in 1910. Called the Public Art Gallery, the association had new opportunities to host exhibits year-round, including works by famous American artists. It also gave the association a new home to hang the growing permanent collection, and more importantly, enabled the organization to promote local talent and offer students direct access to the annual exhibitions. Henry Turner Bailey stated, "The Richmond experience seems to demonstrate that an art gallery for art exhibits fills a deficiency in our high school education and meets the natural human demand for beauty in life. It proves that an art gallery is as useful in a high school as the laboratory or the gymnasium, the library, or the auditorium. And it is as interesting and educative for young people to learn about art and artists as it is about war and warriors, or any other of the subjects that make up the curriculum. For nearly 30 years, the Art Association actively provided exhibitions for local and state artists. In the 1936 annual exhibit of Indiana artists, the association held its 29th exhibit, making Richmond the pioneer in appreciating and displaying the work of our state painters. Following the success of the previous inclusion of an art gallery in the high school, Mr. Bates, superintendent of Richmond Community Schools, in 1939 made an announcement about the building of an arts wing in the new high school. With the WPA grant and a $50,000 gift from Mr. Charles McGuire, owner of Dilly McGuire Lawnmower Manufacturing, the building proceeded. It took 2 long years to complete the building of McGuire Memorial Hall, and the final design included the existing 4 art galleries and a 500-seat auditorium. A week-long dedication was planned by the school and art association. The Fine Arts program was held on December 7th, 1941 at 2 p.m. Yes, Pearl Harbor Day. In 1945, the Clearinghouse, a journal for modern junior and senior high schools, an article written by Glenn Holder titled "The Richmond, Indiana Art Experience," he stated, "The success of the Richmond art movement was due in large measure to the fact that the association chose to do the major part of its work in the city schools with school children. This is still our mission today." It was during this first 50 years that the association was led by Ella Bond Johnston, a former teacher and formidable force in American art who served at the request of President Wilson as the senior docent of the Panama Pacific Exposition. An entire chapter could be written about her accomplishments, including the acquisition of the William Merritt Chase painting and her creation of the traveling art circuit that by the end brought art from Indiana to 9 states and 50 cities. Her death in 1951 led to the first change in our directors and a new chapter for the Art Association. Louise Wiesenhunt, a faithful art leader, would continue the legacy started by Johnston. She promoted a continued relationship with the school, a commitment to serving Indiana artists, and building the permanent collection. In 1976, the association was blessed with the leadership of Marcia Gar Lemon. Lemon started our children's multicultural program, Art Is, to supplement the lack of arts education in schools, school grades kindergarten through 3rd. She ushered in our 80th anniversary with the first publication of the permanent collection titled Art in Richmond, and she started our endowment with a goal of $80,000. Although her tenure was short, her impact was significant, growing the museum's educational programs, building our sustainability, and bringing impactful and unique exhibitions to the greater Richmond community. Our 3rd director, Ruth Mills Varnell, began in 1981, overseeing the significant changes occurring to McGuire Memorial Hall, with both the high school band and orchestra moving into Civic Hall. Ruth also took the association from a part-time organization to a full-time museum. The organization was open only during the school year and was closed during the summer because of not having air conditioning. The official name of the organization was changed during Ruth's tenure in 1994 to the Richmond Art Museum. Mills Varnell's tenure was dedicated to implementing National American Association guidelines, some controversial exhibitions, and most significantly, bringing renowned artist Christo and his wife, Jean-Claude, to Richmond. In 1998, at the 100th anniversary of the organization, another change in leadership occurred. Ruth stepped down to pursue another career, and I became the active interim director. In 1999, Kathleen Martin Glenn was named Executive Director, and I was named Director of Operations. Glenn served from 1999 into 2003 and started the beloved Secret Garden Tour. In 2003, I became the Executive Director. Inspired by the incredible partnership with the schools, I look the same, and the need to reach out into the county, R.A.M started the all-Wayne County High School Art Exhibition, expanded the Art Is multicultural program to include 15 schools, began the Fantascope High School Film Festival, and re-engaged with the art classes at the high school. With a background in finance, a commitment was made to growing the operation budget and endowment through grant writing, active solicitation, and business support. Those efforts led to increasing the budget by $400,000 annually and quadrupling the endowment. In 2012, the Richmond Group book was published by IU Press to tell the untold story of Indiana's first art colony. Although well known early, the accomplishments of these artists had been forgotten and left out of more current discussions about Indiana art. Today, a second reprint is now available for the 125th. Just a shameless plug. A capital campaign in 2017 raised $1.8 million with the help of many generous donors, foundations, and corporations. A climate-controlled, renovated space now enables the museum to borrow works from major institutions like the Indiana State Museum and allows us to bring new and exciting artworks for both the students and public. Through strong board leadership, sound strategic plans, and a commitment to education, R.A.M is now celebrating our 125th anniversary. The collection has grown to over 2,500 objects by 758 artists, representing many important historical American and Indiana and Ohio artists, as well as local and regional artists. The addition of an education director in 2005 with the help of the Stam Kochlein Family Foundation created the opportunity to make arts programming and education a priority for the organization. Stephanie Strait and Lance Crow continue to build upon these programs and are now seeing their work emulated in other major institutions in the state. As we celebrate the kickoff to an entire year of celebration, I would be remiss to not mention that we are here today because of you. Each and every one of you in some way have brought us to this point today. We have always existed because of you, your generosity, your talent, and your advocacy. I look forward to another 125 years, well, maybe not me being here that long, but to the organization's continued growth and impact it makes for our community. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our Richmond Mayor Dave Snow, who actually started City Life, a big supporter of the arts. Mayor Snow.
Thank you. It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you today and to see so many people here to celebrate this wonderful anniversary. You know, this museum is a reflection of you, and you are a reflection of this wonderful art museum. And I've watched this grow and foster over my entire adult life, being a student here and spending a lot of time in these halls. But I do have to say, without overly embarrassing Sean, that this really took on new heights when the board had the courage to send Sean and Lance out into this community and really change the face of this museum for all of us. So thank you for the work that both of you have done. It's been tremendous. I have a special proclamation that I have prepared for this tremendous anniversary. Whereas the Richmond Art Museum was established as the Art Association of Richmond in June of 1898, when a group of artists, patrons, and educators organized for the purpose of presenting a yearly exhibition in the high school. And whereas the original purpose of the Richmond Art Museum was to promote art cultures and to encourage the appreciation of art, especially among young people in Richmond schools, by providing free exhibits of all types of art galleries in McGuire Memorial Hall. And whereas on November 13th, 1994, the name of the organization was changed to Richmond Art Museum, The Richmond Art Museum maintains and exhibits a remarkable permanent collection of 19th and 20th century art and offers both historical exhibits and exhibits for contemporary art and artists. And whereas in January of 2023, the Richmond Art Museum's Board of Trustees adopted the mission to inspire a love for art through education, diversity, history, and culture. And whereas the Richmond Art Museum continues to offer free admission, free exhibits, community events, serves 4,000 K through 12 students annually, and hosts the longest running juried art contest in Indiana. And now therefore, I, David M. Snow, Mayor of the City of Richmond, do hereby proclaim Saturday, July 29th, 2023 as Richmond Art Museum Day in honor of their 125th anniversary in the City of Richmond. Go ahead. No, that was a great time for applause, Sean. Go ahead. Perfect. And I call upon all citizens of this great city to join me in thanking our local art museum and recognize the profound work the faculty and staff have done and encourage everyone to support and celebrate this Richmond Art Museum's 125th anniversary. And I encourage you to become a member if you're not already a member. Doing my part up here. I'm a member of the Art Museum, and I hope you'll become a member as well. Happy 125th anniversary. Sean, thank you for all of your work. It's been tremendous to work with you, sir.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Paige Sharp, Deputy Director of Programs for the Indiana Arts Commission, and Chad Bolser, the Chancellor of Ivy Tech Community College and the Indiana Arts Commissioner for our region. The IAC plays a vital role in providing arts operation support to the Richmond Art Museum and for other arts organizations around the state of Indiana, helping create equitable access for all Indiana residents. Paige and Chad.
Short people syndrome. Good afternoon. I have to say that I am absolutely thrilled to be here on both a personal and a professional level. I have long admired the Richmond Art Museum since my first visit that was actually just prior to Sean's tenure here. And that William Merritt Chase painting, I too, it's one of my favorites, blew my hair back. I was like, oh my God, I love that painting. They're so lucky to have this. This place is a real treasure. But nothing touched my heart and admiration more than the recent Amos Lemon Burkhart exhibit. The incredible and genuine interest it drew from students and the real impact it made on them, particularly the age range that we're talking about, that's really rare from my experience. And quite honestly, in Indiana, unparalleled. The Indiana Arts Commission is a proud supporter of the Richmond Art Museum, and both myself and Commissioner Chad Bolser, also here, we really admire the dedication and exemplar work. But you all know this. You're here today to celebrate this incredible institution. So I'm going to tell you guys something. I have a secret, and it's a really big one. I'm like, oh God, and I get to share it, which is like super cool. Every other year, since 1973, so 50 years, the Office of the Governor with the Indiana Arts Commission present the Governor's Arts Awards to recognize outstanding achievement and contributions to arts and creativity in Indiana. It is the highest honor the state gives in the arts. These awards honor those who maximize their roles as innovators, supporters, and advocates to grow arts and creativity on the state or national level. 5 awardees will soon be announced. But join me today in congratulating the 2023 Indiana Governor Arts Award recipient, Sean Dingworth, and the Richmond Art Museum. A public announcement will be coming soon, so you guys are some of the first to know about this. Chad just found out today. He was like, what? So if there is media here, please see me after this program, and I'm happy to give you our marketing programs information. But Chad would also like to share as well.
So, one, they keep all that stuff for me because they know I will tell. We wanted to make sure and read just a little bit from the nomination that was presented to the commission. And there were 3 things that make the Richmond Art Museum exceptional among its peers. It's number 1, Richmond Art Museum has remained free of admission since its inception. The Richmond Art Museum is physically attached and an integral part of Richmond Community School System and its curriculum. And third, it has an innovative leadership of Sean Dingworth. Oh, there's more. There's more. As the executive director of the Richmond Art Museum, Sean Dingworth and his dedicated staff had intentionally collaborated with local schools to integrate art into the curriculums, while also inviting people of all ages, diversities, and lived experiences to enrich lives through art. Sean strives to make the museum a welcoming place to all visitors, students, and artists, and is a leader in the arts community when it comes to intermingling art with current events in a way that students and visitors can explore their own feelings and grow their own knowledge. At state and the national level, he has sought to jury exhibitions, lecture on Indiana art and history, and is a published author of the Richmond Group Artists. However, Sean is most proud of how he and the museum have connected living artists with collectors in a way that fosters economic stability for the art industry and a vibrant quality of life for all who participate in the Richmond Art Museum events. Indianapolis artist Rick Wilson once said, "The Richmond Art Museum is probably the best museum in the state for supporting local living artists." Sean's ability to translate his passion for art into positive actions has left an imprint on artists, students, and community. And the museum celebrates 125th anniversary in 2023, and Sean, 25 years at the helm of the museum, it is time to publicly honor and thank Sean Dingworth for his impact, creativity, and leadership in the arts. And honestly, the Indiana Arts Commission could not agree more. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Nicole Stoltz, and I'm the Vice President of the Richmond Art Museum, as well as the President of the School Board for Richmond Community Schools. I have the distinct honor of introducing Dr. Curtis Wright, who is our Superintendent of Richmond Community Schools. He's going to tell us a little bit about the partnership, and I just want to say we have a very unique partnership with the Richmond Art Museum in that we are the only public high school that has its own art museum. We have a very unique partnership there that is one that I just want to celebrate. And here we are 125 years later, just excited to say congratulations to Richmond Art Museum. Dr. Curtis Wright.
Before I can begin, I must admit that I feel rather set up this afternoon, following the likes of Tony Bennett, Sean Dingworth, Elvis Presley, Chad Bozer, and Mick Jagger, Mayor Snow, along with a Distinguished Governor's Award. This is interesting. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests of the Richmond Community School and art enthusiasts from all over. Today we gather here at Richmond Art Museum with great joy and pride as we celebrate a momentous occasion, the 125th anniversary of this extraordinary institution. For over a century, the Richmond Art Museum has been a beacon of culture, creativity, and inspiration in the heart of our beloved city, Richmond, Indiana. Since its inception, this museum has served as a vital thread, weaving the fabric of our community together. Its history is interwoven with a rich tapestry of Richmond Community Schools, where countless young minds have been nurtured, encouraged, and inspired to explore the world of art. 125 years ago, a group of visionary individuals came together with a shared dream to create a haven for art, a place where beauty and imagination would be celebrated and preserved for generations to come. Their dedication and passion laid the foundation for what has become a cultural gem for this community. Throughout the years, the Richmond Art Museum has not only showcased masterpieces from renowned artists, but has also provided a platform for local talents to shine. Students from Richmond Community Schools have proudly displayed their art in these hallowed hallways, giving them a sense of achievement and inspiration and appreciation for their creativity. This museum has been a place of empowerment where budding artists have found their voices and pursued their dreams. The connection between the Richmond Art Museum and our schools goes beyond just displaying art. Countless educational programs and workshops have been organized here, enriching the lives of our students and educators. Art education fosters creativity, critical thinking, and empathy, and we are fortunate to have a partnership that values such qualities. As we celebrate this milestone, let us not forget the dedicated staff, volunteers, and donors who have supported the museum over the years. Their tireless efforts have kept this institution alive and thriving, ensuring that future generations will continue to benefit from its presence. As we look to the future, let's reaffirm our commitment to promoting art and culture in our community. We must continue to support and invest in the artistic endeavors of our youth, recognizing that they hold the key to our collective progress and prosperity. Today, we stand at the crossroads of history and opportunity. Together, we will sustain the lasting legacy of the Richmond Art Museum and Richmond Community Schools, ensuring that the next 125 years are filled with even greater accomplishments, creativity, and inspiration. Thank you all for being a part of this historic occasion. Here's to the next chapter of our illustrious journey of Richmond Art Museum, its profound connection with Richmond Community Schools, and our love in this city for the arts. May art continue to unite us, inspire us, and bring beauty into the lives of generations to come. I must say, as a son of the soil, being from Richmond, Indiana, born and raised here on the south end of town, I must admit, while Mayor Snow and I were classmates here at Richmond High, R.A.M was chained off. We couldn't access this facility while we were students. Now, I think Mayor Snow and some of his friends found their ways in to the dark areas of this facility. Back then, he and I had a whole lot more hair. His was longer than mine. His fingernails looked a little different than mine. But I will say, diversity is celebrated in our community. Art speaks to diversity. What it is that Mr. Dingworth, Mr. Crow, and so many before them have always embodied is a celebration of diversity through art. And knowing that we have renovated and brought back to life this amazing facility for years to come, for all students, for all community members, is what it is that Richmond has always been about. And that's why we are Richmond. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce next our past immediate president and current trustee, Anna Golden.
Good afternoon. As citizen leaders, trustees play a unique role in advocacy and champion the museum's benefits to the greater community. For decades, R.A.M has benefited from these volunteers who have given countless hours of their time, talent, and treasure to serve the best interest of the museum. At this time, I would like to have all current and past trustees of R.A.M to stand to be recognized. Although each trustee has given much to the museum, I would like to highlight two individuals in particular. One has served several terms and has even served as board president. Marilyn Martis, I know you're in here because I saw you earlier. If you would stand. Marilyn serves as our first emeritus trustee in honor of her 30-plus years as a trustee, past president, and a volunteer. And she's also had some help along the way. Her husband, Bill, they together have installed numerous exhibitions at R.A.M. over the years. So let's give them both a round of applause. Thank you. Sorry, I almost walked away before mentioning someone else. Barry Johnston. So sorry, please stand. Barry, no relation to Ella Bond Johnston, our first director, he has served 15 years as R.A.M. president, second only in length to Robert Hune, who served for 20 years. Today, Barry continues as a special advisor to the board and has continued to be one of R.A.M.'s biggest advocates with a nearly 100% attendance rate. Way to go. Barry led the museum through the 2017 capital campaign and oversaw the growth of our special events and educational programs. Barry and his wife Bonnie have generously provided the Barry and Bonnie Johnston Award to acquire artworks by contemporary artists for the permanent collection. Give them another round of applause. Thank you so much. In closing, we want to thank each of the trustees for their dedication to the museum. Many have given so much and continue to advocate and support the museum's mission. So thank you to each of you.
Now back to back by popular demand. That's what I wanted to say. It's Sean again.
I'm just standing in for Tom, who could not be here today. Would be missed. So it's my pleasure to recognize our current and past employees. R.A.M. has benefited from having a strong team of dedicated employees who fulfilled the museum's mission and make the museum a welcoming place. They also make the museum a safe learning environment for both students and adults alike. We are very honored today to have one of our former executive directors present, Ruth Mills. Please wave your hands. Thank you, Ruth. I learned so much from you, and this museum's indebted to you and the service you gave.
You've done so much.
No, you're wonderful. Thank you. Let's give Ruth one more time. Another long-term employee who made the drive today is my friend Jean Gowans. Jean, would you please stand? Jean served as our administrative assistant for 17 years. Although not a fan of landscapes or that beech tree, Jean worked tirelessly to help make R.A.M. a strong, fiscally, and structured organization. And again, I learned so much from you, Jean. Thank you. At this time, I would like all former and current employees to please stand so you can be recognized. And if any of my staff to the back, just come down here. Thank you all. We could not have done it without you.
And speaking of staff members, our next speaker is going to be Lance Crow, who is our education director. who is celebrating his 15th year at R.A.M. All right. Uh-oh.
I'll try not to bore you like I was obviously boring Sean in this picture. But seriously, I see that look quite a bit. But seriously, the impact of R.A.M. educational programming begins at a young age. Kindergarten through third grade students engage in hands-on multicultural learning and program initiated by former director Marcia Lemon called R.A.M, which currently serves 1,600 students in 15 schools annually, where they learn about a different culture through art. Qualified, engaging program leaders visit the classroom with our R.A.M Van Go, meeting students where they are. Field trips to R.A.M are also an important focus. For many youth in the region, R.A.M is the first and sometimes the only art museum children will encounter, and we strive to make it a meaningful, memorable experience. Over the past 2 years, working with our closest partner, Richmond Community Schools, specifically Richmond High School, we have been able to offer docent-led tours to 2 different exhibits impacting 2,600 high school youth. Whether through class visits, summer young artist camps, or the R.A.M high school programming like the All Wayne County High School Art Exhibition and the Phantascope High School Film Festival, R.A.M consistently considers the student population in our annual programming and exhibit schedule, which is nearly 200 programs each year. I'm proud to be able to say that at R.A.M, we strive to foster creativity in youth and adults alike, and to inspire in the public a love for art through education, diversity, history, and culture. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Robin Nicholson, a current R.A.M Board of Trustee member, Richmond High School teacher, art teacher, and an artist herself.
The other Robin, I'll take that. Great. So as a direct partner with the Richmond Art Museum, the high school art classes utilize galleries and museums throughout the school year, highlighting various exhibitions, learn about different mediums, styles, write about the art they experience, especially my art history courses. My high school students also participate in the annual All Wayne County Art Exhibition. It's sort of the sectionals of art in Wayne County. We have all of the public schools as well as Seton Catholic School. The exhibition provides an opportunity for students to see what their peers are up to, what the other schools are creating, also gives them a valuable experience participating in a juried exhibition. Active artists also come to R.A.M, especially I loved the printmaking demonstrations. We've had some really amazing experiences with living artists coming and showing us how they make their art. And also kind of shows pathways to encourage students to pursue arts after school. Having an art museum attached to the school is unique, and it may be the only one in the country. We've talked about that a lot. The museum helps inspire creativity, develop necessary critical thinking skills. We're so fortunate to have this resource available to our students in the county. They look forward to it. A lot of our students come from really hard places, and I want to say how much they feel included, inspired, like they belong, like we have unity as a city, as a school, when they get to come to the art museum. Working this partnership is one of the best parts of my job. It really, really is. And to have those students be sort of in that physical proximity in the building, in McGuire Hall, where they've been for almost 100 years here, seeing art professionals bringing in things for Pottery Palooza, carrying their artwork in, seeing this, the hubbub, the excitement that comes around people seeing that art is amazing. And it's my favorite part of the job. And I'm so happy to work for Richmond Community Schools. And one of the best parts is being with the Art Museum. So thank you guys.
Next, we have Kathy Gurton, former R.A.M trustee, former chancellor of Indiana University East, and also an accomplished artist. Yes. Sean warned me I might have to turn the page. Let's see, I'm not a chancellor anymore. Can I still remember? Yeah, I can do it. I'm good. Okay. So I've been asked to talk a little bit about R.A.M's distinct ability to reach out to other organizations and partners. Collaboration is one of R.A.M's 4 principal values, and we embody this in many, many ways, including our partnerships with schools, as you've heard, other nonprofits, businesses, and with our fun and functional R.A.M Van Gogh that you all saw on the way in, and also our special events. As you heard from Dr. Wright, Richmond Community Schools is our longest standing partner, dating back to 1896. And this partnership is why our current strategic plan focuses on arts education in kindergarten through 12th grades. But R.A.M also values and nurtures our relationships with higher education. We actively serve students from Indiana University East, from R.A.M College, and Bethany Seminary through museum studies programs, art instruction classes, and docent-led tours. R.A.M actively prioritizes working with others to unite and strengthen our community. So, for example, R.A.M is the only local nonprofit to partner with another organization in its signature fundraising event. For 25 years, R.A.M partnered with Reed Health to host Art to Heart, raising over $1.2 million for operating support. And more recently, R.A.M has partnered with IU East to present Palette to Palette, an art and food and alcohol, experience that directly benefits the arts programs at both institutions. Over the years, R.A.M has also organized, supported, and participated in public events such as Arts Fest, the Secret Garden Tour, Pottery Palooza, City Arts, the Meltdown Winter Ice Festival, city mural projects, and the National Endowment for the Arts program, Our Town, to name just a few. R.A.M is always eager to find active ways to encourage and promote the arts. Collaboration has been a key to the development and growth of R.A.M in recent years, bringing a variety of people of different backgrounds to the museum. And as you have all heard, we have Sean to thank for that. R.A.M believes in a vibrant cultural community and partners with other arts organizations to make Richmond and Wayne County a cultural destination. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Allison Zeidel, who is also a current trustee of R.A.M.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to see everyone here, especially you, Ruth. I'm thrilled to see you. It's great to have everyone here. It's also so fun to see a lot of speakers that have been raised by Richmond and are either back in Richmond or stayed in Richmond to make this community better. I love seeing that. Love being part of that group. Community museums like R.A.M help to give artists who are pillars within their community opportunities to break into the art world, while also occupying other important spaces like secondary education. Even in their most neutral forms, museums are and have long been catalysts for art making, most fundamentally as primary sources of inspiration. Art museums are also a great place to learn about your favorite artists. R.A.M was founded by the Richmond group of artists who played an integral role in its founding and in its early development. From the beginning, artists served as trustees and community members to lead the organization forward. And today, the R.A.M Board of Trustees is composed of several active artists and art teachers. R.A.M is one of the few art museums in the state of Indiana to offer local and regional artists the ability to exhibit their work through solo, joint exhibitions, and the annual exhibition that is a juried competition. These exhibitions provide local artists with an opportunity to not only exhibit, but also to sell their work. So we're going to welcome Sean back up here so that he can talk about some of these special artists we have with us today.
Thank you, Allison. At this time, we'd like to recognize just a few of the many artists who played an essential role over the museum's history. Would Thelma Frame please raise your hand? Thelma is our oldest member artist at the young age of 104. A recent television celebrity, Thelma was an active artist and art teacher in our community, participating in numerous annual exhibitions and solo exhibitions throughout the years, and her work is currently represented in the permanent collection. Let's please give Thelma a warm response for driving over today from Indianapolis. Thank you, Thelma. Barbara, are you still awake? Barbara Kuhlman. Raise your hand. At the age of 100, Barbara Kuhlman is another longtime member and active artist at R.A.M. While she is an accomplished watercolorist, Barbara is most noted for her ceramic birds. In 1999, R.A.M. invited Barbara to display her birds in an exhibition. And when I asked her if she thought it would be a good idea, Barbara's response was, "Yes, I think people think I'm dead." Let's give Barbara a warm welcome. Would Alan Patrick please raise his hand? Alan, he's way back in the back. Alan is being recognized for exhibiting the longest of any artist in the R.A.M. annual exhibition. Alan started exhibiting here at a very young man as a student. He's known as both a ceramist and painter. He is also a 3-time Best of Show winner. Alan has one of his Best of Shows in the current exhibition, so please give Alan a warm response. Because a museum could not exist without artists, I would like for all artists present today to please stand to be recognized for your talent, your creativity, and your support of R.A.M. It would please every artist, please stand. They make my job easy, or sometimes difficult. In honor of the 125th anniversary, the first exhibition of the year is the Best of the Best, selected R.A.M. annual exhibit winners from 1909 to 2022. The one consistent thread in the history of the museum has been providing artists the opportunity to participate in the annual juried show, the oldest in the state. Although it has gone through many iterations and changes over the years, it remains our most well-attended and most popular exhibit annually. This is due to the support of the artists, the award donors, and the dedication of the staff and jurors. The exhibition was impacted by history, with no exhibition being held in 1916 due to the war, and no exhibition in 1939 and 1940, and waiting for the completion of McGuire Hall, the building we currently occupy. Our research was extensive and challenging, yet we were able, with the help of collectors and artists and the foresight of former directors, to acquire works to find 39 best of show works, representing the changes in styles, subject matter, and our history. At this time, I would like for all artists who are represented in the Best of Show exhibition to please stand to be recognized. And then this is the big one. I would like for any artist present who has won a Best of Show or any merit award or purchase award, anyone who has donated a merit award or purchase award, please stand one more time for acknowledgement. Now this should be a big crowd. Thank you all.
Last but not least, we want to recognize our support from donors like you. Everything we do is possible because of donors like you. Through your generous contributions, advocacy, and attendance to our events, you have helped make an impact on our community and the next generation of leaders. Thank you to R.A.M's generous foundations and corporations who have been supporters of educational program, including the Indiana Arts Commission, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Stamp Koshline Family Foundation, the Quig Fund, the Everson Family Fund, Three Rivers Federal Credit Union, the Jim and Penny Duke Fund, First Bank Richmond, the Barker Fund, West End Bank Charitable Foundation, Marilyn Rogers Education Fund, Sarah and John Lecklider Fund, Marshall Lemon Educational Fund, and the Wayne County Foundation. We also thank those who wish to remain anonymous for their contributions to the museum. We extend our appreciation to the many individuals and businesses who give annually. Your support and dedication has not gone unnoticed or unappreciated. Annual individual and corporate memberships and sponsorships make our programs a reality. Membership, corporate sponsors, and annual gift appeals help keep our museum's admissions free. It is with the utmost gratitude and appreciation we say thank you. And with your continued support, we look forward to another 125 years. Because all of you present today have been part of the museum, please stand for a round of applause.